What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within, and in this one we're going to be checking out the profession treasures for every single profession. There's going to be 8 of them, they all give you 3 knowledge points each, meaning that you can get 24 knowledge points in your professions at the start of the expansion, or whenever you want. So 24 profession or knowledge points for your professions, 8 treasures to grab, there's 2 of them in every single zone. If you have 2 professions, you're double dipping, and you're also getting Artisan's Acuity. Now this is going to be a long video, I'm going to show you visually where they all are for every single profession, doing them one by one, and you can also find every single waypoint in the description down below. That way you can easily import those into your World of Warcraft game and make macros, and then get waypoints in the game as well, so copy those waypoints and follow along. So we're going to go through these on a kind of zone type basis where it makes sense. So we have Isle of Dorn first, then we have the Ringing Deeps, then Hallowfall, and then Ashkahet, because that's usually going to be the way of which you traverse through the route through the world anyway. Like Isle of Dawn is the first zone, Ringing Deeps is the second one, Hallowfall is the third, and Ashkahet is the fourth one, slash the last one. So starting off with Isle of Dawn, the first treasure for Alchemy is going to be right here at the core way. So you can see on the minimap exactly where I am, you can see on the big map where I am as well, in the main city, and you pick this up. It's an earthen iron powder. So taking off my mount form here, we click this one, we loot it, and I just want to show you guys that I have no skill in Alchemy. Like going over to Alchemy, which we have right now, we have 1 skill in Alchemy, and I'm on a level 70 character, and you can still pick this up, and not only that, you can learn it as well. So you don't have to skill up Alchemy at any point before you learn these, at least as of right now on the beta. This is being recorded on the beta about a couple of weeks before the release. So for now, you don't really need to have any requirements, you just have to have Alchemy at skill 1, you pick this up, and if I put my web camera away right now, one treasure gives you 15 Artisan's Acuity and 3 knowledge points. Usually, like not just usually, always, you get 5 Acuity per knowledge point. So 1 treasure equals 15 Acuity and 3 knowledge points. So if you're using it for your profession, like kind of Artisan's Acuity flipping or getting a few of those to stockpile, 15 per treasure. And if you're here for Alchemy treasure points or knowledge points, you get 3 per treasure. Now the next treasure for Alchemy is going to be this one right here at the Balder Springs, which is also in the Isle of Dornogal. It's right south of like Dornogal. You go to Dornogal, then fly down here like southeast. Balder Springs, once again the actual coordinates will be down below as well. So you go here, you go to this tent that I'm looking at right now, click on this, and that's going to give you this one right here, the Metal Dornogal frame, which is once again 3 knowledge points. And for every single profession, based on what we have found so far, there's going to be 2 treasures per zone. That means there's 2 in the Isle of Dorn, the next 2 are going to be in the Ringing Deeps, the next 2 in Hallowfall, and the next 2 in Ashkahet. So I'll see you in the next zone. Now for the third one, you will just want to enter the Ringing Deeps, and you will go to the left over here, and you will have a entrance right here inside this building. Once again, there will be the links or like waypoints down below in the description, but it's basically right here in the Hallowfall gate. You pick this up. It's a reinforced beaker, and you pick that up. Now, an added bonus is that if you're doing this while you're leveling, you also get experience. So you could do this while you're leveling on a character as well. So then you get 3 more knowledge points, and you can see exactly here on the map where it is, on the minimap as well, in the top left, if you want to see exactly where to go, based on that example. But it's just right when you enter the gate right here, you go to the left. It's at the entrance to Hallowfall, right? So, next location. Now, an added bonus in the War Within is that as long as you have the profession, when you go close enough, they will show up on the minimap without requiring any add-ons. At least they should, because the only add-on I'm personally using here is called TomTom, which doesn't really have anything to do with tracking treasures. I'm not using any of the handy notes or anything like that, so we haven't downloaded any add-ons to find these treasures. And the engraved stirring rod, which is next here, it's on the map. So where I am is right here in Tailoring, in the Ringing Deeps, like right in between these 2 piles, kind of, and underneath a bridge, there's another building. Now, when you go into this building, you might have to fight a couple of mobs, and the item you're looking for is right here, and you can loot it right here as well. So you just have to kill these mobs first, and then you can loot the thing. So there we go. This is like the this is the thing you're looking for. So you click on this. The engraved stirring rod is very small, so just click it right here and you loot this, and that is going to be the next profession item that you're looking for. And that's basically the ringing deeps done. So I'll see you in Hallowfall. Now for Hallowfall, it's actually very simple. All you have to do is go through this place, Merildar, or like basically the main city. I don't even know if it is the main city, but I think it is. So Merildar, you have so many cities here, but this is like the main port or the main hub that you want to be in. You go to this place, you stand in the middle of pretty much everything, and you can see both treasures from here. Going to my minimap for a second here to show you, you have the Chemist's Purified Water right here, and I don't think I can zoom in anymore, I can zoom out though, but you have the Chemist's Purified Water and the Sanctified Mortar and Pestle. So those are both the treasures in Hallowfall, both in one place, and the Purified Water is right here. So Chemist's Purified Water right here on this table. You loot that, and then you go inside here as well, loot the next one, the pestle, the Mortar and Pestle inside the house. So going inside the house right here, you can see it's inside the house, should be on the table right here. You go here, loot this, there we go, boom. Also, I do apologize for a lot of my map being grey on this character. I did make this character to show you the locations, because I've already picked them up twice on different characters, but instead of just showing you where they are, I want to show you guys me looting them as well, so you know exactly what they are, what their name is, and what they look like, kind of, if that makes sense. Now, the second to last treasure for Alchemy is going to be, well, we're already entered Ashkahet now, so we're in Ashkahet right here on the map. So, like, there's a tower right here, just to show you exactly where on the map it is, even though you probably have the waypoints now, so you know exactly where to go. And over here, you're looking for this. It's the Dark Apothecary's Vial, and based on the graphics you have, it might look different for you, but yeah, just click on this thing on the table, loot that, and now you're only missing one, so let's go to the final one. Now, for the final one, you want to enter the City of Threads, which is also in Ashkahet, but it's like in a closed-off location. So you go to Ashkahet, then you go all the way down here, you have the City of Threads, and it's located in this one little tower right next to kind of the instance portal, as you can see. And I have not done the quest chains to get to being friendly with these guys, but most of them don't attack you anyway. So you can see this one is hostile, for example, this one is hostile as well, and there will be some guards here which will attack you, like the Umbral Citizen. So either way, if you haven't gotten the friendly with them yet, it's not really a problem. You can still enter the city, you can still loot the thing. So there we go, looting the final treasure, the Nerubian mixing salts, and now we have all of them. So now we're just going to learn the last ones. We learned the first one already, so we're just going to learn the last ones here as well. And just from picking up treasures we already have, we should be on 120 acuities at the end here. Yeah, so that is 120 artisans acuity from one profession just by flying a lap and gathering treasures. If you have two professions, you can double the efficiency here as well, gathering 2 alchemy professions, for example, in this zone, and 2 inscription as well, getting 4 treasures per zone, or 240 acuity super fast. And as we just covered in the previous video, artisans acuity will be really important. So hopefully this video was helpful to you, and if you're watching this when the War Within comes out, I am just really hoping that these treasures haven't changed locations, but then again, why would they? We're already standing at the first one, located right here at the Boulder Springs. So Boulder Springs right south of the B and S here, and you just loot this. You're looking for the Ancient Earthen Anvil. Looting that, you can then learn this as well, or using it to get 3 knowledge points and 15 artisans acuity. And with that being said, we're going to try to speed through this a little bit, so I will see you at the second treasure of Isle of Dorn. So for the second treasure of Dornogal, you'll be going to, well, for the second one of Isle of Dorn, you'll be going to Dornogal, and it's right here to the east of the main kind of entrance here, where the renowned dude is. And over here, you'll be looting the Dornogal hammer on these, I don't know what they are, but like blue objects. So on top of that, you have the hammer, loot the hammer, there you go, good job. Now, when you get to the Ringing Deeps, that's going to be where treasure number 3 is. So for me, I just took the flight path directly to Gundergas because the second treasure, or the first treasure of this zone, and the third one in total, is going to be in this zone, right next to the Flight Master as well. So you're going to go right here to this hammer, right here, located on the map. You can see on the minimap right now where I am, and I'm fully zoomed in. So once again, zoomed out here, you can see I'm right next to the Flight Master. You loot the Ringing Hammer Vice, and that's going to be the first one of this zone, or treasure number 3 in total. We have one more to get here though before it's on to Hammerfall. Next up we have the Earthen Chisels, and for these you're basically going to the middle of nowhere. I guess you can say it's right northwest of Taylock, or I guess west of Taylock, more so west than north, but like west of Taylock in this field of absolutely nothing. Over here you will have a bunch of hostile mobs, so you will probably get into combat when trying to loot this somehow, but if you do it correctly you only have to kill this one NPC right here. So over here you loot the Chisels, once again they're on the ground, just loot them right here, and there we go, that's it, that's the second treasure. Now it's on to Hallowfall. Now, the first treasure in Hammerfall is going to be right here at the farm once again. They seem to be following a pattern when it comes to where they are, where we have one on the farm and one in Merildar, or they're both in Merildar. It just depends on the profession. In this case, we have one on the farm and one inside the city itself. So for the one on the farm, we're located right here. You just cross the bridge over, and then you have the Holy Flame Forge sitting on this bench kind of thing right here. After that, you can go into the city itself, so in this case we're just going to fly back over into the city itself, and it should be roughly around here somewhere whenever we get here now. So one good thing is that you can actually see them when they pop up on the map as a chest on the map. So here we have the Radiant Tongues, and just to show you exactly where we are on the map, this is where we are, right next to the wall and the house right here on the map in Merildar. Over here we click on this is the Radiant Tongues, and if you have the waypoints from the description down below, you can get a exact way arrow guiding you to this place as well. Either way, that's both the treasures from Hallowfall done and dusted as well, and now we only have 2 more treasures, and then we are done with blacksmithing. Now both of those are going to be in Oshkahet, which we can directly fly into from this kind of entrance right here. So I'll see you at those. Treasure number 8 you will find directly south of the Weaver's Lair. So this is going to be the main city right in this place. You can alternatively take the flight path as well to get to Weaver's Lair, and then go south and west, and following this road you will then have a building exactly where I'm standing right now on the map, and the treasure is located inside that building. Over here you will have this item, Spiderling's Wire Brush, and it will always have an outline, so it will be impossible to miss. It's located on this table, so the outline will be different, but it will be absolutely impossible to miss. It could look like have a golden outline like it does for me, or it could have a purple outline as well. Just depends on your quality settings. Either way, it will be a highlighted treasure that you can then grab. Now for the last one, you want to fly into the City of Threads, which is located south of where we are. It's the furthest south in Oshkahet, and it's basically a, I want to call it a profession place, because like you have so many recipes you can buy from here as well, and yeah, profession place, the City of Threads. Now over here you will have the Nerubian Smith kit, exactly where I'm standing right now, and to show you where on the map that is located right here at the Umbral Bazaar, and all the way down, like left over here basically. So in the middle of the Umbral Bazaar and the skeins, like you will see where I'm standing. We loot the Nerubian Smith's kit, and there we go, those are all the treasures. So when you learn all these treasures, you will now have 24 knowledge points to spend in blacksmithing, and you will have 120 artisan's acuity. If you have 2 professions like I do on this character, we have both leatherworking and blacksmithing, you will then have 240 acuity. Now that's not going to be enough by any means, but you can still get them through weekly quests, or you can go for the profession shuffle. Like for example, let's say you are going to have blacksmithing plus leatherworking as your main professions, then start with basically anything else and gather treasures for those professions. For example, start with the enchanting plus jewelcrafting, then do herbalism plus mining, then do skinning plus tailoring, and finally, after you have done everything, grabbed all the treasures for everything else, then you pick up blacksmithing and leatherworking. Now you're gonna have over 1000 acuity, and as I just showed you, the recipes for specifically for profession equipment, they require you to spend 150 per recipe. This is going to be treasure number 1 in the Isle of Dorn. So you move to exactly where my character is right now, right west of Boulder Springs, or the S in Boulder Springs. Over here you are then looking for the grinded earthen gem, as you can see on my minimap, and it's located right here on this table. Now, as you can see, this one, study to increase your Castle Gar enchanting knowledge by 3, giving you 3 knowledge points or 15 acuity. After this, you will now start flying back to Dornogal, the capital city. In the capital city of Dornogal, in the Isle of Dorn, you will be located right here in the capital city itself, in the fishery area, kind of. So once again, you will go here and then look at your minimap. You will then see a silver Dornogal rod. The beautiful thing about the War Within is that as long as you have the professions, these treasures will be shown on your minimap. So even if you're off by a little bit, you will still be able to see where they are, assuming you're at the right altitude. Over here, you click on the rod, and there we go. That's going to be treasure number 2 out of 8. So as I mentioned earlier in this video, there will be 2 in every single zone, which means that we are done with the Isle of Dorn, and we have now moved on to the Ringing Deeps. Now, as you enter the Ringing Deeps from the Isle of Dorn, you'll be entering from this gate right here, and the first treasure is directly northeast of that gate. So exactly where I'm standing now, you will then have this one right here, the Soot-Coated Orb. You just loot that orb, and there we go. That's going to be Enchanting treasure number 3, or the first one of the Ringing Deeps. For the next one, you want to just start flying all the way down to Tailoring, which is this area right here, which at the moment we have not discovered because I picked up all these professions or all these treasures on my main enchanter, so I just want to make a brand new character to show you me picking up the treasures as well. Now, for the next treasure, you want to move all the way down to Tailoring, as I just said, and it's going to be located right here in this kind of crater, canyon, whatever, and you're looking for the animated enchanting dust inside this building. That's going to be on this table. You just loot that right there, and I'm just going to give this disclaimer right now. There's going to be 3 mobs inside here. It just depends on when you go here, basically, if there will be people here clearing those out. If not, they could be difficult to deal with, because after they die, they sometimes give off a tainted fragment which keeps damaging you after they die. So even though there's only 3 mobs, it could turn into 10 mobs, and then it becomes very dangerous. So depending on your gear, this could be a place where you want to be cautious. Either way, that's treasure number 4 done. We're now halfway done, and you want to start flying towards Hallowfall. Alright, so for the first treasure in Hallowfall, aka treasure number 5 in general, you just want to go directly to this flight path that the lights read out, and over here you will have a house, or a building or a house. You go into that, and once again on the minimap right here you can see the essence of Holy Fire. That's on this crater right here. You loot that one, and there you go, that's treasure number 5. Now the thing is, the next one in Hallowfall is going to be super close. So looking at my map right now, you want to move northeast towards the farm, where herbalists will plant their seeds to get more herbs. So you want to move towards that farm, and you will find the next one inside a house on that farm. So going into here, we can then go into one of these 2 houses. It should be here. So over here, you enter this house, just to show you exactly where I am on the map right now. We are at the farm, at this small house. Going inside this house, you will automatically see it's like a lab/enchanting area. There's a book over here. You look to your right, and you will have this scroll, the Enchanted Rothy Scroll. That's going to be treasure number 2 from Hallowfall. Number 6 in general. We now only have 2 more to go. So following along, you should have 6 treasures now. There's 2 more to grab, and they're both in Ashkahet. So just start moving your way to Ashkahet. There's an entrance right here where you can fly through, or you can grab a flight path. So the penultimate treasure for Enchanting, aka number 7, you will travel to in the Weaver's Lair, the capital city of Ashkahet, right here, so you will see this kind of mark on your map. Alternatively, take the flight path if you have that one, and then just go directly north of the flight path. Over here, looking at your minimap, you have something called a Void Shard that you'll be looting right here. So there we go, that's the Void Shard. That is going to be treasure number 7. At this point, we only have 1 more to grab, so I will see you at that one. Now for the last enchanting treasure, you want to move all the way down to the City of Threads in Ashkahet. This is basically the profession place. In this zone in general, you have a brand new city where you want to get some reputation with these guys to make them friendly and not hostile. Either way, it's going to be located right here in the Umbral Bazaar. And if you go to where I am right now, kind of a safe spot in the city itself, you will see the treasure right northwest of me on the minimap. This is going to be the Book of Dark Magic. Now, you just want to move in, be a little bit careful here if you don't have the reputation like me. Personally, I don't. So just beware of these guards, because if they see you, they will try to cast something on you, and when that gets to 10 stacks, that will teleport you out. So even if you don't have the reputation, that's not a problem. Like, these mobs are super easy to deal with. It's only the castable, the cast they do. When that gets to 10 stacks, it will literally teleport you out. So be very careful of that and try not to get teleported out. And that's usually done by the elite. So just send your mob on the elite or have a stun ready to go or something like that. Either way, the point that I'm trying to make here is that even if you haven't done this yet, if you're not at this point in the campaign, it's not a problem. The mobs being hostile is not a problem. There's only a couple of guards anyway, and you can grab every single profession treasure as I have shown you across these videos. Even though I am personally hostile yet, haven't done the campaign for them, we have been able to grab every single one. There's going to be 2 in every single zone. There's 4 zones, so 8 treasures in total. The first one is directly south of Boulder Springs. Inside there's not even a house, but like, it has a roof, has some walls, could be a house, I don't know, but inside this building. So you're looking for the Rock Engineer's Wrench, and once again, the coordinates will be down below, so you can import those into a macro. Now, for engineering, as you can see, we also looted the piles of rusted scraps, which are used in engineering. So if you have engineering, you have another incentive to grab these treasures as well. In addition to that, every single treasure gives you 3 knowledge points, which also gives you 15 artisan's acuity, because you get 5 acuity per knowledge point wherever you get them, so you will get 120 artisan's acuity in total from 8 treasures, and 24 knowledge points in your profession. Now that's treasure number 1. We have 1 more to grab in Isle of Dorn, and 7 more in total, so I'll see you at the next one, which, well, spoiler alert, it's in the main city of Dornegal. Now, in the city of Dornegal, you'll be going to the fissure all the way up here, so like this is in the middle east of the city itself, and it's right next to the portal to Ashkahet, for example. You go inside this house, and you will then be looking for the Dornegal spectacles. You click on those, they will be very easily highlighted, and the thing is, you can see them on the minimap as well. And this is also, once again, right next to the portal to Ashkahet, if you want to go there. So if you're watching this video, let's say a week into the expansion or something, and you have unlocked this portal, instead of going to Ringing Deeps as your second zone, you can go to Ashkahet and do like, do Isle of Dorn, Ashkahet, Hallowfall, and then Ringing Deeps. Either way, I'm doing these treasures in chronological order, so we're gonna go to Ringing Deeps next. Now, moving over to treasure number 3, and we're now going to the Ringing Deeps. At this place right here, when you enter from the Coreway, and also right next to the Hallowfall entrance, for example, you will have the next treasures right to the left of you. Looking at the map, you will see exactly on the map where they are. So we have Inert Mining Bomb, and you just have to fly over here, which I apparently failed to do, so we're going to do it again. And right here on these tracks, you have the Mining Bomb. You click on this one, you get that, and that's it. There we go. Easy as that. It's right at the entrance. Now, for the next one, you'll be moving over to Tailoring, right here on the map, and over here, inside this building, you will have the Earthen Construct Blueprints. Now, you might have to fight a couple of mobs on the way here, so let's just take care of this guy right here. Should be fairly easy anyway. So, there we go, that's it. There's 1 mob guarding here, and there are some hostile mobs on the outside as well, so be careful of those. But for the most part, it's pretty easy. Now, these blueprints will then be behind this counter, so you just stand on the counter, loot those blueprints. It's pretty easy to get to as well, and there we go. Once again, what you can notice here is that we're getting experience while looting these. So if you're watching this before the War Within comes out, it can really be worth doing this while you're leveling. Just take a little bit of a break from your power leveling, because why bother rushing anyway, and get these while you're leveling. That way you're getting experience at the same time, so it's just double dipping on the benefits. Now, there we go, that's the second one from the Ringing Deeps. That means we're going to Hallowfall for the next two over there as well, and we're now halfway done. So in true Hallowfall fashion, both of the treasures in Hallowfall will be very close to each other, and they're both centered around Merildar somewhere. So we have one inside Merildar, then we have one on the outside, so the one over here we're picking up exactly at my location right now, and it's called the Holy Firework Dud. So we're going to stand right here, we loot it right here as well. There we go, that is one of them, and we're going to keep moving. I'm not even going to take any shortcuts here or any stops, we're just going to move to the next one, because it's super close. So for the next one, you want to fly a little bit north of where we are right now, towards the entrance of this brand new dungeon over here, and at the entrance you will have a small boat. You want to land on this boat, or like get close to the boat. What you're looking for is on that boat, so we're going to try to get onto the boat without getting inside the instance. There we go, and then you can see you can loot something on this boat. That is the Arathi safety gloves, which is the second treasures inside the zone, and at this point you have now gathered 6 treasures if you've been following along on this video so far. So we have 6 treasures for engineering, 5 in the bags, and we learned the first one as well as an example just to show you what you're getting from these treasures. Now we only have 2 more left to go, and they're both going to be in the Ashkahet zone, so I'll meet you at the next one. So the first treasure of Ashkahet, and also the second to last treasure in general for engineering, is going to be right here at the Weaver's Lair, and it's going to be located right next to the Innkeeper. So we have the Innkeeper right ahead of me here, Kex, and to the left of the Innkeeper you will then look on this table, where you will have something called a puppeted mechanical spider. You click on that spider, and there we go, that is the treasure. Now for the last engineering treasure, we are now at the Umbral Bazaar, which is in the City of Threads. We pretty much always have one profession treasure in the City of Threads as well, which is located all the way south in Ashkahet, so like you literally just move south of where we picked up the previous one, so go all the way down south here, and over here you have this one, the Emptied Venom Canister. What's really cool about these treasures that I haven't talked about so far in this video is that you can see exactly where they are on the minimap as well. So the thing is, if you've been doing some beta testing, all you would have to do is just, well, I say all, but it takes time. You just pick up professions, fly around everywhere, and look for things on the map that you can pick up, and then you will eventually find things. So Emptied Venom Canister right here. Now for engineering specifically, we also picked up 191 piles of rusted scraps while picking up these treasures as well. So engineering double dips on the benefits. They don't just get knowledge points and artisan security, they also get the piles of rusted scraps, which through engineering you can then do scouring through scraps, so you can directly use these for crafting to get skill ups. So for example, if you're a brand new engineer, you can get skill ups through scouring through these scraps, as I'm doing right now. And the thing is, we got these scraps for free. For the most part, the way to get these scraps will be to turn random junk and random ores into scraps. Now in this case, we're getting that for free, so you're basically saving yourself some gold by picking these up as well. Treasures, I am actually located at the first one right now, so for the first one you will go to this exact location right here in the Boulder Springs. So once again, this is where I am on the map, and these are the coordinates. Once again, waypoints down below, you'll be looking for ancient flower in this flower bed, so you'll be looting that flower, and there you go, as you can see. Study to increase your herbalism knowledge by 3, giving you 3 knowledge points for herbalism and 15 artisan security. Artisan security will kind of be a time-gated resource because you get them from a first-time craft, or for herbalism a first-time find/gather, and you will then get them from weekly quests, so they will be a really limited and valuable resource. For treasure number 2, you are going to be flying back to Dornogal, so you'll be flying all the way up here. And toward the northeast entrance to the city itself, you will have this exact location right here. You will have a Dornogal gardening scythe. You want to loot that scythe, and there you go, that is treasure number 2 out of 8. Now, there's going to be 2 treasures in every single zone, so we have now done the Isle of Dorn, which means we're moving down into the Ringing Deeps, and the first one in Ringing Deeps, aka treasure number 3, will be right here in Gundargast, the main city of the Ringing Deeps. You just go to the flight path, or you enter the zone itself, it will be really close. You enter a building where I'm standing right now, and inside this building, on this table, you have the Earthen Digging Fork. That's going to be Herbalism treasure number 3 / treasure number 1 in this zone, which means we have 1 more to get in this zone as well. Now for the next one, you want to travel far down south from this place, just follow the river basically, and all the way down here at this river, once again the coordinates will be down below as well, so you can easily go and check those out. Right here, you will have the Fungarian Slicer's Knife. You want to loot that as well. Now, you do have a couple of mobs here that will be, like, for example, this guy. He is going to be, angry at you and try to, like, attack you, so just be aware of that. But if you're a druid like me, you can just loot this, even in fight form, which makes it super easy to grab. At this point, you now want to fly back up north, because next up, we're going to Hallowfall. For the last 4 treasures, but 2 of them will be in Hallowfall, and then 2 of them will be in Ashkahet. Now, when you get to Hallowfall, you want to move towards the main city of Hallowfall as well, aka Merildar. You can take the flight path or just enter the city normally, and then you want to go into this flower type of formation to the left. Over here, you will have the Arothi Herb Pruner that you will then just loot from here. So you just loot that one, once again, directly where I'm standing right now in this star kind of mark, the flower mark, I don't know what to call this, but just move to here. It's located right here. Now for the next one, you just want to fly directly southeast, or I guess more east than south, but like southeast from here, and you will have the next one to loot at this type of farm that is southeast of the main city. So you literally just fly to that farm, just follow my location right now on the map itself, and I usually like to dive into the middle of this farm and then scout for stuff. So over here we will have the Arothi Garden Trowel, which is located basically in the middle. So you loot that one. Sometimes you have a herb you can loot as well, like the spear right here, which just disappeared, so never mind, I'm too late, but you have a bunch of them. So over here you have rich soil, and people are going to be planting here 24/7, so a lot of the time you will have something that you can loot from this place. So look for herbs at the same time where you're looting this travel. Either way, there we go, those are both of the treasures from Hallowfall, so we only have 2 more treasures to grab now, and they're both located in Ashkahet. Now, when it comes to Herbalism in Ashkahet, it's going to be very easy, and they're both located very close to each other, so you want to move to the City of Threads, which is all the way south in Ashkahet itself, so just follow the river, then you go into the city right here, and if you land on the roof, where I am right now on the map, you can see both treasures from this location. So getting your attention now over to the minimap, you can see it. Over here we have something called Web Entangled Lotus, and over here we have the Tunneler's Shovel. Those are going to be both of the treasures you're looking for, so zooming in towards my southwest we have the Tunneler's Shovel, and towards my southeast we have the Web Entangled Lotus. Going down here, like, I have not farmed the Renown with these guys, so for me they're going to be hostile, they're going to try to attack me, but either way we should be able to grab these treasures. You fly down, you then get the treasure located right here, so we have, for example, the Tunneler's Shovel on this bench / table, and then you just fly away super fast, don't let them cast anything on you, and you go to the next one as well, located roughly where I'm standing right now, so you want to get onto this one, and then we can go down, try to avoid the guards a little bit, and we have the final treasure located right here. So you have this Web Entangled Lotus that you can see. It has a highlight on it, but it's in the ground, so you just loot this one. If you're a druid like me, you can easily loot even though you're in combat and then fly away. If you're something else, it's not really a problem. You can easily deal with these mobs, even if you're a freshly dinged level 80 character, or even if you're level 70. They scale to your level. Now, these guards, they will cast something on you that will try to teleport you out of the city, and if you get 10 stacks, you will then be teleported out, so just make sure to loot the object before getting 10 stacks. Alternatively, come here on your alt whenever you have gotten the Renown to be friendly with these mobs. Either way, those are all of the 8 treasures for Herbalism in the War Within, and exactly where to get them. Now, this will give you 24 knowledge points in Herbalism and 120 acuity. Now, if you're wondering about where to spend those knowledge points for herbalism, you can put them into Bountiful Harvest, Botany, or Overloading the Underground, and they all have different benefits. I talk more about exactly how to spend knowledge points in my War Within Goldmaking Guide, which you can check out through a link down below. This will give you access to all of the gold making information that I have for professions, where we deep dive into every single one, and it will also give you gold farms to do at the launch of the War Within and past the launch as well. I will also give you guys early access to gold making videos, gold farming videos, and we're gonna have exclusive videos as well. TLDR, if you're interested in making gold and you want to support me at the same time, it's a great product to have. You also get, once again, access to a Discord community with even more stuff, like early access to videos and exclusive videos. Today we're talking about Inscription, and moreover we're talking about where to obtain Inscription treasures in the War Within. So I'm gonna loot one right now as an example, and you can see this one. It's right here in Dornogal, so it's in the capital city, and so far a lot of them are in the capital city. Like, seems like every profession has one in the capital city, or at least quite a few of them do. So we had Alchemy, for example, at the Quarway, and we have Inscription right here inside this building. Once again, copy the waypoints if you have TomTom and just use that, and you can have all of them on your screen as well, showing you exactly where to go. But I want to show you examples of what you're looking for, like what to loot, even though they do glow kind of, so it will be very obvious to see anyway. But here we go. So here we're looting the Dornogal Scribe's Quill, and looting this gives us the quill and gives you some experience as well, so you can do this while leveling to get experience while leveling. Now, what these treasures are is they give you 3 knowledge points for your profession, and by hiding my web camera here for a quick second, we can also take a look at my loot. Whenever you get 3 knowledge points, you also get 15 artisan acuity, and there's 8 treasures in total. That will give you 120 artisan acuity, or 24 knowledge points. 8 times 3, 24, there we go. So 24 knowledge points, or also 120 artisan acuity. So, let's go. That's number 1. Let's go to number 2. Now, quick, I don't know what to call it, but basically there's 2 per zone. So we have 2 in Isle of Dorn, we have 2 in the Ringing Deeps, 2 in Hallowfall, and 2 in Ashkahet. So it's going to be 2 in every single zone, and we're going through this in kind of a chronological order. So Isle of Dorn first, Ringing Deeps second, Hallowfall third, and Ashkahet last. Let's go. Now, if you've been playing the beta yourself, you might have noticed this as well, but basically, you will get them on your minimap. So you can see right here, we have the Historian's Pip Den. They will show up as a treasure. You don't even have to have any add-ons. The only one that I have right now is TomTom, for example. So if there is any add-ons doing this, that's only TomTom for me. But they will show up if you have the profession. So all you would have to do to find these on the beta is grab a couple of professions, fly around like a madman, and keep a tab out for treasures on your minimap. So in this case, the second one for Inscription, we just showed you the first one was in Dornogal. The second one is right here at the Boulder Springs, and you go to the location where I am right now, or the waypoint which you have imported from the description down below. You go inside this building, and you loot this. It looks like a feather. So you loot this feather, click on that, and there we go. That is the Historian's Pip's Den. The Din Pen. The Dip Pen, there we go. Now, for Inscription, treasure number 3, the first one in Ringing Deeps, you will find this one super early whenever you enter the zone. You go to this place, Gundar Gaz, or this flight path right here. You go inside a building right here as well. I'm going to zoom in as much as I can, just to show you exactly where it is. And it's the Runic Scroll. This is going to be right here, so you loot this on the table. It might look a little bit different to you depending on the graphic settings that you have, but it's on the table. You click on that, you loot the thing, and there we go. That's the Runic Scroll. Now, there's one more in the Ringing Deeps, so I'll meet you at that one as well. So the 4th Inscription treasure, and the second one for the Ringing Deeps, is going to be inside this house right here. I don't even know if it's a house, but like this building, in Taylock, in the Taylock area. So you go to Taylock, as you can see on my map above my head. You then go into this building right here, go inside, go down here, and you click on this thing. It's like the pigment. It's a cattle or a bottle or something on the table. You loot that, and there we go. That's the blue earthen pigment. Now for Hallowfall, once again, both of them will be very close to each other. They're both technically in the same place or in the same town. In Mereldar, once again, which is where you had the Alchemy ones as well. So for Mereldar, you just go to this location right here on the map. So you have like the tower here on the wall, so you want to fly up to the wall or walk up to the wall. Basically get yourself atop this wall and on this tower. Over here you can then loot Informant's Fountain Pen on this table. So we're just going to loot that right now, once again, giving us experience, and that's the treasure right there. And for the other one, you want to move a little bit further north towards this dungeon entrance, kind of, and you'll be looking for this house over here. Now you can either go in through the main entrance and then walk over here, or you can fly into the top entrance. And what you're going to be looking for is on this table, you will have a calligrapher's chiseled marker. So you'll be looting that, and that's going to be treasure number 2. Well, technically treasure number 6, but treasure number 2 in Hallowfall. So now we have gone through every single zone except Ashkahet, and we're only lacking 2 treasures, so let's fly over to Ashkahet right now, and thankfully we're super close. So we're going to fly to those 2 and find those 2 as well. So for the second to last treasure, we are now in Ashkahet, or yeah, Ashkahet right here, and we're at the Weaver's Lair. So you just want to position yourself to the middle of this platform, where you have the main kind of campaign quest with Widow Arachnair from the middle here, the Off-Pact and Patrons. As you can see, it's a pretty important quest that you will want to do. Over here you have Nerubian texts, you literally loot those, and that's it. Now we only have 1 more treasure to get, so let's move on and get that one as well. Now the final treasure for Inscription will once again be located in the City of Threads. This is basically a brand new city that we have in Ashkahet, and a lot of profession stuff is happening in this place. You, for example, want to spend some of your what is it called, artisan's acuity for some recipes over here as well. It's a pretty important place to know about in general, and because I'm playing on a brand new server, I have still not gotten the reputations with these with this faction, so for me some of them are hostile, but even that's not a problem, which means you could go here directly at launch. Even if you haven't farmed this reputation yet, it's not going to be a problem for you. It's just regular mobs, even though some of them won't even attack you. Like this guy is just going to be a hostile or like not friendly, but some of them will attack you as well, like some of the guards on the outside. That being said, you just enter this building right here for the final one. So you enter this building right here, and the final treasure will be located right here. It is the Venomancer's Inkwell. So you loot that, and there we go. That is all the treasures. We have learned 1. Let's learn the last few and just show you all of the acuity that we're getting. This is going to be really good to have. Even if you don't have Inscription on your main, you're going to have it on a couple of alts, and it's a pretty important profession to have, and you can make so much gold with Inscription. Now, you can also make an argument for example, if you have, let's just say you have Alchemy and Tailoring as your main professions, you might want to start out with something like Inscription and Blacksmithing, and then also do Leatherworking and something else, like Jewelcrafting for example, to farm the Artisan's Acuity from doing treasure farming, like we're doing now. We're getting 120 Acuity per profession, and it goes pretty fast, like looting all these treasures. Even though I've made an 8-minute video here showing you the locations, when you're flying, it takes you 3 minutes. It's super fast. Like when you have the waypoints, it is so fast. That being said, let's go find some treasures. Now, for the treasures themselves, there's going to be 2 in every single zone. So we have 2 in Isle of Dorn, we then have 2 in the Ringing Deeps, 2 in Hallowfall, and finally 2 in Ashkahet. And there's usually, like, the way it works in the Isle of Dorn is that one of them is in the open world, one is in a city, and in Hallowfall they're both in a city, and Ashkahet there's 1 in the open world, and 1 in the City of Threads. At least that's been the pattern so far. Now, for the first one here, we're going to start out in the open world. We're located right here. The waypoints will be in the video description, so you can just copy those and paste them into your TomTom add-on, making a macro. So for example, we have a Alchemy macro right now, and we have a Jewelcrafting macro as well, so you can just copy those waypoints. It will be very easy to follow, but if you want to see visual examples of what to look for, that's what this video is here for. If you just came for the waypoints, once again, they will be down below. Now, for the first one, you go into this place, so Boulder Springs, in the Isle of Dorn, right here, located at this house, and where I'm standing right now, we're inside a house, so you you go inside this house right here, and what's beautiful is that the locations, they will show up in your map, so you just have to go close enough, and then you will see a chest on the map. They will be very easy to spot as well. They will basically be glowing, and what you're clicking for here is this, the gentle jewel hammer. So you pick this one up, and there we go. A beautiful thing is, if you're doing this while leveling, you also get some experience. So if you're watching this before the launch of the War Within, consider doing this while you're leveling, just to double dip. You get experience and knowledge points at the same time. So when we learn this one right now, I'm just going to learn that one, so there we go. We now get, I'm going to turn off my web camera for a quick second here. We get 3 knowledge points and 15 artisan's acuity, and the artisan's acuity will be very relevant for profession tools, for example, and also buying knowledge points from certain vendors. You can also buy recipes with them, so you need a lot of artisan's acuity. It will be way more relevant in the War Within than it was in Dragonflight, so yeah, there we go. Now let's go to treasure number 2. I'll see you there. So for the second treasure, you'll be going to right here in the core way in Dornegal, so the main city. You go right here to the core way. It's located right here on the map where I'm standing right now, and you're looking for this right here, Earthen Gem Pliers, I think that's how you say it. So there we go, we click this one, loot that, and that's once again going to be 3 more knowledge points and 15 artisan's acuity right there as well. And that's going to be this zone done. We're now on 2 out of 8. I'll see you at the next one. Now for the next treasure, we have moved on to the Ringing Deeps, and we're located all the way down here, basically all the way down down the middle, and we're next to this mountain. Inside here you have a house, and you're looking for the Jeweler's Delicate Drill. Once again, it's very obvious where this is when you go in. There's going to be a rare guarding this, you just have to take care of that rare. And I mean, once the servers are live, like I'm playing on the beta right now, this is probably going to be dead 24/7 anyway, but it's super easy to kill. I'm level 17, just took it down in like 4 hits, super easy, but once again, that is the drill right there. I'm just going to move these away as well, like that's the rare items right there. So yeah, Jeweler's Delicate Drill, there we go, good job. Now the next one and the last one for Ringing Deeps is way easier to find. It's basically in the main city of Gundar Gas in the Ringing Deeps, and you just go here to the flight path. You can see I'm right south of this like mark of the city itself. You have a building right here, and if you zoom in on the map, you can see the location on the map as well. It's inside of this house. You go inside the house, and then you go underneath these stairs, and then you will have this one right here, the carved stone file. So you click on this, loot that, and there we go. That's treasure number 4. We are now halfway done. And for the next one, we have to move to Hallowfall. So for the next 2 treasures, we are now moving to Hallowfall, and for this we are going to Mereldor once again. A lot of the treasures in Hallowfall are located in Mereldor. Like, this is the main capital city, right? So we are located right here in a house a little bit north in this city itself. And over here you can once again see on the map, like when you're super close and you have the required professions, you will see these treasures on your map. So we have the Librarian's magnifiers up here, and for this one you walk up the stairs, you go around, you go in, and here we go, they're on the table, you just click those. Now for the visuals, they might look a little bit different depending on your quality settings, but they will have some type of visual outline. It's either going to be yellow like it is for me, or purple, or something else as well. Like, it has a different type of outline color that you can use that will directly show you where they are. Now for the second treasure in Hallowfall, which is going to be treasure number 6 overall for Jewelcrafting as well, we're literally just flying down here. So on the map we are going to be located right here next to this house, so you can see exactly where I am right now on the map, right here. And once again, scrolling down on the minimap, you can see we have a Rothy Sizing Gorges. I have no idea if I said that correctly, but here we go, they're on top of this shelf. So we stand here and we loot those, and there we go. That is treasure number 6, also number 2 in Hallowfall. Now we only have 2 more treasures to go, and both of them will be located in Ashkahet. So for the second to last treasure, you will be going to Ashkahet once again, all the way down here on the map. Once again, we're inside here, and there's going to be a house, or like, I don't even know if it's a house, but like a building that you can enter right here. So you enter that building, and right here you will then have the Nerubian bench blocks. So you just loot this one, and there we go. That is the second to last treasure that you're going to get for Jewelcrafting. So for the last treasure here, we then have the City of Threads, located right here inside the City of Threads. So this is like an entire city, where you can do a lot of things in the city, and you will usually find one treasure for every single profession somewhere in the city, and this is going to be the one for Jewelcrafting, located right here. And zooming in on the minimap, well, I'm standing on it right now, but it's the Ritual Caster's Crystal, and dismounting, we can see it's right here. You just click on this, and you will have the crystal on top of here. So you click this crystal, you loot the crystal, and there we go. Those are all the treasures for Jewelcrafting. Now we can use all of them, get a bundle of artisan security, and also knowledge points that we can now spend in Jewelcrafting. I will also show you what the treasures look like, so let's begin. Treasure number 1 is going to be located right here in Rambleshire. So you have the flight path right here, you can go directly south of the flight path, and inside, I want to call it a barn, but yeah, inside here, you can loot the Dornogal Craftsman's flat knife. And when you use this, I'm always going to use the first treasure to show you what you get. So using this right now and also hiding my web camera, you can see what we're getting from one treasure. Now, one treasure, we got 15 acuity and 3 knowledge points, as I just said, so you can get 24 knowledge points and 120 artisan's acuity by the time we're done. Now, treasure number 2 is going to be the earthen lacing tools, and you can see it on the map right here. We are located like out at the minimap right now. You can see it right here where we are, and on the big map you can see we're at the entrance to Dornogal, the big city, but we're at the northern entrance. So you go to the northern entrance and it's inside a house right here. Well, technically not a house, but a building, I don't know, but you go in here and go to the right, and here you have it, the lacing tools, the earthen lacing tools. So you click on that, and that is treasure number 2, and once again, we have 2 in every single zone, so that is Dornogal done right there, or not just Dornogal, but Isle of Dorn. The next one is going to be Ringing Deeps, then Hallowfall, and then finally Ashkahet. So next up, after you have done the Isle of Dorn, we then have the Ringing Deeps, and the first one here is going to be at the flight path in the main city. So we are at the flight path right now in Gundargas. I still have no idea how to say that one with proper pronunciation, but Gundargas, there we go. So we are here, we go inside this building, and you can see on the map as well where it is. So you go inside the building, it's located right here, and you have the underground stropping compound, there we go. So we loot that one, that is treasure number 3, or number 1 in the Ringing Deeps. We have 1 more to grab, and then it's over to Hallowfall. For treasure number 4, and the final one in the Ringing Deeps, you are moving all the way down here to Taylock once again. Like, a lot of treasures are in Taylock as well when it comes to Ringing Deeps, and you're located right here on this, I don't know, cliff or something. And on this table, you will then loot the Earthen Ore. So that's going to be the last one for the Ringing Deeps, and now we are going to go all the way north again to the Hallowfall entrance, and go into Hallowfall to find the 2 treasures in Hallowfall as well. So the first treasure that you'll be finding in Hallowfall, you will find right here on the farm. I don't know what to call it, but I call it a farm, in the southeast of Merildar. Merildar is basically going to be the capital city here, so you can fly to Merildar, for example, then you go down southeast, and it's going to be the Beveler set, well, a Rothi Beveler set to be exact, and you enter this, which is supposed to be kind of a barn type of thing, with vegetables. So over here you will have the Beveler set sitting right here, you will then loot that, and there we go, and that's going to be the first treasure in Hallowfall. For the second one, you will move a little bit closer to the actual Merildar itself. So we're just going to fly there right now, so you can see exactly where I'm flying from this farm. You fly a little bit northwest once again, and you will be, it should be around here. You will have another item to loot, roughly here, there we go. So on the map right now, we are right south of the wall, kind of. On the map right here, you will once again have the coordinates down below as well to import those into a macro if you want to. Over here, you will have the Arothi Leather Burnisher. So you click on that, and that is going to be the second treasure from Hallowfall. At this point, we only have 2 more treasures left to go, and they will both be in Ashkahet. So now we're going to go, you can fly right into Ashkahet from the Hallowfall right here. So you just fly directly in, alternatively you can use the flight path and fly to the closest flight path as well. Now for the first treasure in Ashkahet, you will go into the Weaver's Lair, like it's basically southeast of the Weaver's Lair, which is the kind of the main city in Ashkahet, right? You also have the City of Threads all the way down here, but you have the Weaver's Lair, so you can fly directly to this flight path, for example. Then southeast of that flight path, you will then, on this table right here, have the curved Nerubian skinning knife, and that's going to be the treasure you pick up. So there we go. At this point, you have now gathered 7 out of 8 treasures, and there's only 1 remaining. So let's go to that one, and I'll see you over there as well. Now for the final treasure, we are once again going to the City of Threads, which is located in Ashkahet, so you just go directly south of the Weaver's Lair to get into this, and this is a city where you usually want to get some reputation before going here, so they could be hostile to you, but even if they are hostile, it's not really a problem. They're super easy mobs, they're regular mobs, even though they have a couple of guards. So over here, we are located right here inside this building. You have the Umbral Bazaar, and you also have the main entrance right here to the City of Threads. You go to this building, and then you have it right here on the table, the Nerubian Tanning Mallet. So at this point, you have now gathered every single treasure that you can, and I'm somehow in combat. But yeah, you've gathered every single treasure, you now have 8 of them, and upon learning all 8, you now have 24 new knowledge points to spend in leatherworking, and you should also have 120 artisan acuity, which you can then spend on different recipes. Like for example in leatherworking, you have a couple of recipes you can grab that requires you to spend that artisan's acuity. Going into leatherworking right now, we can for example take a look at some of the profession equipment that you can buy, and this one for example, Vendor Kama in City of Threads, 150 acuity to buy, and this one as well should be the same, 150 acuity to buy, this one 150. A lot of recipes will require you to spend this currency to buy the recipes for them, so you will need a lot of the acuities whenever doing crafting professions specifically. Let's find some treasures. We're standing on the first one right now in the Boulder Springs. Now, the waypoints to every single treasure will be down below in the video description, so you can easily copy and paste those into a macro as well to get a waypoint. That being said, throughout the video, I will show you visual examples of exactly where they are, so you know where to go and what to look for. Either way, Boulder Springs first treasure right here on this table, the Earthen Miner's Gavel. Now for the treasures themselves, there's going to be 2 in every single zone, so we just picked up 1 in the Isle of Dorn, and the second one is going to be right here in Dornogal, which is the capital city of the Isle of Dorn and the capital city of the War Within in general, all the way down in the southwest portion or the part of the city itself. Over here you will have the Dornogal Chisel that you will loot from this crystal right here, and there we go, that is treasure number 2. Now one thing to note is that I am getting experience when gathering these treasures, so if you want to min-max here, you might want to get these while leveling. That way you are double dipping, you're getting both the treasure itself and the experience from looting it. Now for the next treasure, we are going to in the Ringing Deeps, and you want to go directly north of Gundargas, or directly east whenever you enter from the Isle of Dorn, and right here where I'm standing right now, you will have the Earthen Excavator's Shovel. You want to pick that up, and that is going to be treasure number 3. Now the second treasure of the Ringing Deeps will be down in Taylock, located pretty much exactly where I'm standing right now, and I want to say there are some mobs here that are aggressive, so be aware of that. You want to look for the regenerating ore. If you're a druid like me, you can easily fly away in flight form afterwards, even if you're in combat, and if you're not a druid, then just fight them off. It's pretty simple. Now the regenerating ore, that's going to be treasure number 4, or the second one of this zone, which means you are now halfway done. After this, make your way to Hallowfall, either by flying back up north and entering through the entrance over here, or get to a flight path and start flying. So at this point, you are halfway in obtaining all the treasures, and like I just said, you want to make your way to Hallowfall, and to be more direct, you want to go to Merildar, so you can take the flight point to Merildar. If you're lazy and don't want to go here manually, just take the flight point, and it will take you directly to where you want to be. Now over here in the next treasure, treasure number 5, will be exactly where I'm standing right now, and over here you're looking for the Devout Archaeologist Excavator. So there we go, that's going to be treasure number 5. After this, you just want to fly directly southeast to the farm, and once again, if you have been watching any of my previous videos on the profession tools, or profession treasures I mean, you will know that a bunch of them are at this farm. For Herbalism, for example, there was another one down at the farm as well. For Tailoring, there was one at the farm. For Leatherworking, there was one at the farm. So this farm is pretty popular when it comes to where to find treasures. Now over here, you are looking for the Arothy Precision Drill, which should be inside around this house. So you just look for the drill, and you loot the drill. I had to pause for a moment there, but here we go. The drill, or Arothy Precision Drill, is underneath the house. So yeah, it's located right here. You can see it on minimap, and then you just go under the house, and you have this kind of workstation where you loot the drill. So there we go. We have now picked up 6 out of 8 treasures when it comes to mining. For the next 2, we are now going down to Ashkahet, where you can start flying from here. Alternatively, use a flight path if you want to do that as well. Either way, there's an entrance to the zone right here. Now for Ashkahet, whether you want to make yourself down to the City of Threads, which is all the way down south in this zone, and exactly where I'm standing right now in the city itself is where you want to go. So you have the Umbral Bazaar, and you just go directly here, where you will have the heavy spider crusher sitting right here on the table. At this point, we only have 1 more treasure left, and for this one, you just want to go all the way over here to the burrows, basically towards the dungeon entrance for the Arakara. So you go down here, and over here you will have another subsection of the city itself. Like, if I just try to position myself somewhere here where we don't pull mobs, right here, you will have a subsection of the city itself with a lot of mobs. Many of them will be friendly, some will not be friendly. Either way, the location of the treasure is right here, the Nerubian mining cart. So when you go down, you want to get yourself exactly to here, basically next to the burrows, the names, like right next to the S here. You can see exactly where I'm standing. Once again, you will have waypoints as well to guide you. Either way, the Nerubian mining cart sitting right there, that's going to be the final treasure for mining. At this point, you will now have 24 knowledge points to spend, assuming you have gathered every single treasure that you can. So you will have a lot of knowledge points that you can spend, and you will have a lot of acuity. Once again, I think I've covered this towards the start of the video, but definitely in other videos as well. Ingenuity, or not ingenuity, but the acuity, will be even more important than metal was in, for example, Dragonflight. You will spend the acuity, first of all, to craft profession tools. So even if you have mining, this will be important to you to make your tools. You can make, for example, going over here to the journal, you have a profession tool and you have accessories. Now, last time I checked, even the tools and accessories were 300 acuity each, so they will be really expensive to make. Now, in order for example, blacksmiths to get those recipes, they also have to spend 150 acuity to get the recipe. So getting those tools at the highest quality you can really early will be expensive. Therefore, having as much acuity as possible will be important, and the knowledge points that I just mentioned as well, 24 of them, will be really good to help you get even more profits early. Now, once again, if you're wondering about exactly how to spend your knowledge points when it comes to mining specifically here, we have plethora of ore mining fundamentals and mastery in the mysterious. I do have a video guide talking about mining in general and how to make gold with mining. Now, I also have the War Within Goldmaking Guide where you can pay for access and get even more goldmaking info and everything being in one place. But once again, we have a mining video as well live here on the YouTube to learn more about goldmaking with mining, so feel free to check that one out. I'm currently standing at the location of the first treasure right here, which is going to be the Earthen Workers Beams. So all you have to do is go to Rambleshire, exactly where I am right now, just go to the Flight Master basically, and then you will see a pop-up on your minimap. Just zoom in and you will see this on the minimap as well, or alternatively go to these exact coordinates, which will be down below in the video description. I will give you guys /waypoints in the video description so you can easily import those and make macros to get a TomTom arrow showing you exactly where to go, but even then I still want to show you visually what they all look like as well, so you know what to look for. So there we go, the Earthen Worker's Beams. As you can see, study to increase your Castlegar skinning knowledge by 3, and for every single knowledge point you get, you also get 5 artisan acuity, so 15. 15 per treasure, or 120 in total, after gathering all the treasures shown in this video. So that is treasure number 1, the second one is going to be in Dornogal, so we're going to start flying there, and pause the video for 1 second. Now for treasure number 2, you will be flying to the Quarway in Dornogal, the main city, in Isle of Dorn / the main city overall, so to the Quarway right here, and exactly where I'm standing right now, you will have the entrance to a building. Go inside that entrance, look on your minimap, and you will see the Dornogal carving knife on the table right here. You want to loot that one. That is going to be treasure number 2, so there we go. You should have a visual pop-up as well, like a outline around the knife. It will be absolutely impossible to miss. But there we go, that's treasure number 2 out of 8. Now for treasure number 3, we are traveling to the Ringing Deeps, and as you enter the zone right here from the Isle of Dorn, you will have it basically right next to the entrance, / north of Gundargaz, the main city of the Ringing Deeps. So right here, where I'm standing right now on the map, you will then see the pop-up of an artisan's drawing a knife on your minimap, so you go right here and loot that one, and that is treasure number 3. Now for treasure number 4, or the second one in the Ringing Deeps, you'll be traveling to Tailoring right here, underneath this pillar. Now over here you are looking for Fungarian's Rich Tannin. Now that's going to be guarded by some mobs, so unless you are coming here when those mobs have been cleared, you just want to get those mobs out of the way yourself, and they're pretty easy to deal with, but in this place they do sometimes spawn additional trash after being killed, so beware of that. It can be a little bit difficult to deal with, especially if you pull more mobs that you can handle, so try to pull as few as possible. Go inside here, click on this, the tannin right there, so you click on that, and there you go. Now the Ringing Deeps is done, and you only have 2 more zones to go through, and you're halfway done with the treasures as well. So over here you now just start flying and get to a Hammerfall, or Hammerfall really, Hallowfall. So for treasure number 5, we are moving to Hammerfall. I did it again, Hallowfall, where you're going directly southwest of Mereldar, the main city over here, and you have this farm. And if you have been watching any of my other profession treasure videos in the past, a lot of the treasures are on this farm and / or in the city itself. Now this one is no different, so at exactly where I'm standing now, you have this building, and you go inside this building, you will then have the Arathi Tanning Agent, which once again shows up on your minimap if you do have skinning when you're at this place. So there we go, that is treasure number 5. We have 1 more inside this zone, and we can start moving to it right now. The second one in this zone is going to be in Mereldar itself. Now for the next skinning treasure, you will then move on right here to Mereldar once again, and inside the main city you will then have a house directly where I'm standing now, where you'll be looting the Arathi Craftsman's Spokeshave. I hope I said that correctly as well, but there we go, that is the treasure you're looting right there. And at this point you have now looted 6 out of 8 treasures for skinning, and the next zone is going to be Ashkahet, which will be the final zone with the last 2 treasures. Now the second to last treasure will be located right here, right south of the Weaver's Lair, the capital city. Well, kind of the capital city of Ashkahet anyway, so you'll be going directly to where I'm standing right now, and over here you will have the Carapace Shiner. Usually there's a world quest in the same area as well, so once again exactly where I am on the map, or coordinates down below, you click on this on the table, the Carapace Shiner, and there we go. At this point we only have 1 treasure left, and that is going to be in the City of Threads. So when you head into the City of Threads, you will then go towards the entrance to Arakara, the City of Echoes. Basically, you fly into the city, you then fly down. Apparently we pulled some mobs over here as well, but that's usually not a problem. Even if you pull the elite, it's usually not a problem, especially if you kill them before you get a debuff. So don't worry if you pull the mobs like this. Like, once again, for the most part, it's not a problem. I am a freshly dinged level 80 myself, and we should be able to deal this somewhat fine. One of them has a lot of health though, like this guy, 2.5 million, so we're just gonna like pop some CDs here, a couple of them at least, and try to get him down. And then we have a regular mob afterwards as well, like this guy. But even if you pull a couple of mobs, you're usually fine. So there we go, and also there we go. In this case, you will probably pull these mobs no matter the standing that you have with the City of Threads. So even if you have the Renown here, this is a different place. So yeah, you have a couple of stealthed mobs here as well. Now the treasure you're looking for is in Rubian Slicking Iron. It's going to be on the table right here. So you go to the table, you loot the treasure, and there you go. At this point, if you've been following along throughout the video, you now have all 8 treasures for skinning. We're going to take care of this mob as well. Now if you're wondering about how to spend that knowledge points, because once you have all 8 treasures, that is going to be 24 knowledge points that you can now spend in skinning. Now you can choose to spend those different ways, so go into my skinning journal for example, or you can spend them in tanning, harvesting, luring, and they all have different benefits. So treasure number 1 is going to be exactly where we are right now. So we are in Isle of Dorn and we're right next to the Boulder Springs. You can see exactly where I am on the map, and once again the coordinates will be in the video description. Over here you'll be looking for this right here on the table, the Earthen Tape Measure. So you just want to loot that from the table, and there we go, that's that treasure. And upon learning this you will get once again 3 knowledge points, 4 tailoring per treasure, and also 15 artisan security. Once again, the artisan security will be arguably more important this time around than the metal was in Dragonflight. And just to show you an example of why, if you scroll all the way down here, if you're focusing on profession accessories for example, this one right here, crafting the tailor coat, requires 300 acuity, and going for something like, for example, the alchemist robe is also 300 acuity, and buying the recipe for this one is also 150. So to learn the recipe for this and make one of them, that is 450 acuity, and you're only getting 120 from the treasures. Apart from that, you'll be capped on a weekly basis, so you can get X amount per week, and then you get 1 per first time craft. So these acuities, they will be really hard to come by, and getting access to a bunch of them super early will help you make even more profit. That being said, that is treasure number 1 located right here next to the Boulder Springs. There's going to be 2 in every single zone, so let's find the next one inside Dornagal. So once you're inside Donegal, you want to head to the northeast entrance to the city itself, all the way up here where I am right now, and that is where you will find the treasure. Looking at my minimap right now as well, for example, you can see the treasures popping up right here. So you go inside this building, and the treasure you are looking for is directly ahead on that table. Over here you'll be looting the Dornogal Seam Ripper, which once again gives you 3 knowledge points and 15 acuity. Now for treasure number 3, we are now heading to the Ringing Deeps, and you'll be going to the Flight Master itself, so you can literally take a flight point from Dornagal over here to Gundar Gaz. I still have no idea if I say that correctly, but still, once again, just fly here and you will see the location on your map. You're looking for the ruined earthen pins, so looking over here in my minimap, you have to go inside this this one right here to the innkeeper, then go to the right, then go down. You will have like a secret pathway heading down here. So you go down this secret pathway, and then you will have another one where you turn right over here. It's a little bit complicated, but pretty easy to get to once you actually know it, and it's right here on this shelf. And there you go, you're looting the ruined earthen pins, giving you another 3 knowledge points, and now we're on treasure number 3. We have 1 more in the Ringing Deeps, so let's go to that one as well. So for the next treasure, you will then head down to Taylock, located right here in the Ringing Deeps, and over here you'll be in the middle of enemy territory where you have a bunch of mobs around you, and be aware, they summon mobs after they die as well, so some of them will be a little bit hard to deal with. Like here we have a pack of 3 that we're just gonna have to deal with real quick before looting the item, and they do hit pretty hard. Like sometimes you'll have to pop cooldowns here. It depends a little bit on the gear that you have though. So just get them down, then loot the thing on the table. I'm just gonna get these down, so pausing the video for a quick moment here, and yeah. So once you deal with that pack of mobs, you will have the thing sitting right here, the Earthen Stitcher Snips, that you will then be looting on this table, and there we go, that is the Ringing Deeps done. Now you're halfway done, you only have 2 more zones to go through, which is Hallowfall and Ashkahet, so I will see you in Hallowfall. Now, treasure number 1 in Hallowfall and also number 5 in general for Tailoring is going to be right here. Once again, very close to a Flight Master, so you can easily just fly all the way over here through the Flight Master as well if you want to be lazy and not use dragon riding or something like that. You can fly to Light Redoubt in Hallowfall. It's going to be located inside this tent right here, and you will go to the left. You will then have the Royal Outfitter's Protractor, and you just loot that one. That's going to be the treasure right there. We have one more in Hallowfall, so I'll see you over there. Now, the next treasure is located very close. All you have to do is fly a little bit northeast of where we just was, so you can go from here all the way up here to this farm, as I like to call it, where if you have been watching any of my other profession treasure videos, a lot of the treasures are around this place. So over here, you will be going to this bench, once again, coordinates down below, and you will then loot the Arathi Rotary Cutter, which will then give you another 3 specialization or knowledge points, and also 15 acuity. With that being said, that is Hallowfall done. We only have 1 more zone to go through and 2 treasures to grab, so I will see you at treasure 1 out of 2 in Ashkahet, which is going to be the next zone. All you have to do for this one is fly down here, alternatively use a flight path. Now, for the penultimate treasure for Tailoring, you will then be going all the way over here, which is pretty much directly south of the Weaver's Lair, which could be considered the capital city of Ashkahet, directly south of here, or southwest of the Flight Master as well. You will then have a little building. You go inside this building, you go exactly here, then you loot this one, the Nerubian Quilt. That's going to be the second to last treasure that you're grabbing right here. Now, the last treasure for Ashkahet is, as usual, going to be in the City of Threads, and it's going to be in the Umbral Bazaar, or I guess you can call it the profession kind of place of this city, where you will have a lot of profession and treasures and also trainers in this place, where you can buy recipes. Like, for example, a lot of the profession recipes that you spend acuity on, they will be around this place. So, over here, I have not done the renown reputation to get to these NPCs or these mobs to be friendly with them, so to me they are attackable, and I just want to show you that even then it's possible to get to every single treasure, as I have been doing so far. This one is a lot closer to the guards that will then summon a elite as well, but even then all you would have to do is just fly down, grab the treasure as fast as possible. If you have any stun mechanics, that is absolutely great, because there we go, that's the first elite right there. Now, for the most part, these elites don't hit that hard, but they do have a lot of health, but most people should be able to solo them. Like me, I'm on a freshly dinged level 80, and even then soloing this elite is not really that difficult. However, they do mark you for, like this, at 10 stacks you will be forcibly removed from the City of Threads. So there we go, we now have 10 stacks, you will then be removed from the city. So you want to obtain your object before getting to 10 stacks, but as I just showed you, if you fly down directly onto the object you're looting, that's no problem, and if you have any stuns, CCs, anything like that, even better. Either way, on the beta right now, this is kind of bugged, so we have to wait out the 4-minute timer to get out of the web right here. Either way, that is all the treasures that you can grab for Tailoring, and that should give you 24 knowledge points once you grab all of them, and 120 artisan's acuity as well. Once again, if you want to know more about how to spend your knowledge points to maximize your gold making opportunities and potential, check out my gold making guide through the link down below, where I cover in depth on every single profession how to choose your or how to spend your knowledge points to make gold in different ways. So if you want to make more gold either with or even without professions in the War Within, check out that gold making guide, where I do my absolute best to help you make as much gold as possible. Either way, that's the video for today, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and tell me stuff and things in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it. I will see you again in the next video very soon.